Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Conestee Park, home of the Bob Jones University Bruins. Tonight's matchup is between the Mid-Atlantic Christian University Mustangs and your Bob Jones University Bruins. And now it is time for your starting lineups. First for the visiting Mustangs. Number 28, Alex Miller. Number 19, Ryan Franklin. Number 9, Caleb Whitley. Number 29, Jalen Lee. Number 21, Patrick Mangwal. Number 22, Josiah Collado. Number 14, Will Warren. Number 6, Elijah Allman. Number 2, Zach Trump. And on the mound, number 15, Andrew Copeland. And now it's time for your Bob Jones University Bruins starting lineup. Batting first and playing right field, number 36, Colby Hogan. Batting second, playing center field, number 5, Riley Ramsey. Batting third, your designated hitter, number 38, Cole Pearson. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 14, Zach Burke. Batting fifth and behind the plate, number 12, Daniel Barcina. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 9, Conley Burke. Batting seventh, playing third base, number 29, Daniel Wood. Batting eighth, playing second base, number 1, Chad Bain. And batting ninth, playing left field, number 2, Zay Brand. And on the mound for your Bob Jones University Bruins, number 24, Henry Wallach. At this time, we ask that you please stand for a word of prayer, followed by our national anthem. Play ball, gentlemen. Now batting for Mid-Atlantic, number 28, Alex Miller. Now batting for Mid-Atlantic University, Ryan Franklin. Now batting for Mid-Atlantic University, number 9, Caleb Whitley. Now batting number 29, Jalen Lee. Now leading off the game for the Bruins, number 36, Colby Hogan. Now up to bat for the Bruins, center fielder number 5, Riley Ramsey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I am live now. I've been awkwardly speaking to no one for the last 5 minutes, so that's always a good time. But I think I am live now. So now batting for the Bruins, designated hitter number 38. Okay. I'm still getting feedback from my constituents here as to whether I'm actually live, as that one's grounded to short, and Cole Pearson is retired, and a quick inning here for both sides as we will head to the top of the second inning, and we'll hopefully get back to some normalcy here as we head there now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live in the top of the second inning as we try to get to some normalcy here. I'll tell you what, guys, it has been a interesting first couple of innings here as our stat program was not loading a little while ago, and it took forever to get the lineups in online today, as that one's fouled off to the right. And then I went to say my prayer, as I do before every game, and the national anthem started playing, and so we just kind of went with it there, and I didn't end up saying my prayer. And then now, apparently, the live stream has been down, as that one is kicked by Chad Bain. And the Mustangs will have another leadoff runner on here. So yeah, it has been it's been a very interesting couple of innings, I'll say, since we got here today. But we're making it work over here. We have a very small budget, so we're doing the best we can. As Josiah Collado will step up to the plate here. Josiah is the catcher for today's game. And the runner going, and a hit and run called, and that one's popped into the air, and Zach Burr cannot track it down. Good effort from Burke there. I don't think even if he caught it, there would have been a shot at a double play, judging by the fact that he would have had to slow down his entire body weight and turn around and make an accurate throw all in a matter of just a second or two. I guess it's possible, but would have been very difficult. So an unsuccessful hit and run attempt there, although albeit on a very tough pitch that was inside on his hands. And as a baseball player, you're taught on a hit and run that you want to try and go the opposite way to kind of take advantage of the fact that the second baseman is going to be covering the bag. So you have a big hole on that right side of the infield. But he did the best he could there, and it just didn't work out for Collado there. And move over to first, and the runner gets back safely. So for those of you who are just joining us or who were confused as to what was going on because of, maybe lack of audio or anything like that, or just couldn't really see or hear, as that one is flown out to pretty straight away left field. Zay Brandt going to settle under it. Make the catch for out number 1. So Henry Wallach got into some trouble in the top of the first, but was able to get out of it, fly out to Zay Brandt in left, and then a strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the inning at third base. Another very close play at third base. We've seen some very close plays the last couple of games for runners stealing, and usually, as that one is ripped out to left, Zay Brandt cannot get under it. He'll just back up a little bit and smartly play that hop. So that's going to be a single for Will Warren, the designated hitter in the 7-hole today. And that's going to bring up Elijah Allman. So anyways, Henry Wallach able to get himself out of danger in the first inning, and then the Bruins went 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the first, and now we are here, 2 runners on and 1 out in the top of the second. And that one is in there for a called strike. Henry Wallach obviously having a great year for the Bruins. He leads the Bruins in pretty much every pitching statistical category, as that one is floated out and just a couple feet foul down the right field line. And Henry Wallach finds himself up 0-2 here on Allman.
He said just 1 out. I'm saying just 1 out. Yeah. Oh, the count? Oh, I think it's 1. I think it's 1-1 too, Abby.
He called the first one a strike. He did.
Oh, I don't know.
And that one is swung on and missed.
I think, right?
And it's apparently strike 2.
That's what.
It looks like he called a strike on the first one.
He did.
I thought he called a strike.
Then we had a foul.
So I don't understand how that's not strike 3 here, guys. I'm at a loss. And that one is fouled off.
Yeah, he fouled out.
Did we, am I going to have, this is my first call where the umpire doesn't realize what the count is. This is really exciting. This is one of my favorite moments in baseball.
1-1.
Yeah,
He just held up 1-1?
He looked up here.
Before. He held up 1-1.
That is so weird. It looked like he called a strike. I guess he called a ball the first pitch, which is weird because he definitely made a signal for a strike. As that one is slapped over to short, could be 2. Conley Burke throws to the lead runner. Smart play by Conley Burke, so they get the lead runner out at third. It's going to be 2 outs. So the kind of weird strike ball situation. I mean, you guys could run the tape back at home. Go back and look at the first pitch. It certainly looked like he called a strike.
Now up to bat for Mid-Atlantic, number 2, Zach Trump.
I'm just going to bring up Zach Trump,
Something in the water tonight. I don't know.
who is the shortstop today.
What's going on?
That is so true.
Yeah, I was like, he looked up.
And that one is kind of a squibber. And Chad Bain with a nice play, but he ends up throwing it away on the flip. So that nice play will unfortunately be erased. And that's going to be the first run of the ball game as the C chants are breaking out. At least I believe that's what they're saying. It's kind of hard to hear with headphones.
I think they're saying E for air.
Those are saying E? Oh, okay. Well, that's half of C.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm saying
it's the enunciation, I guess. No. All right. And that is going to bring up Alex Miller, his second at-bat in as many innings already today.
Alex.
And you can kind of see the foot traffic that the Mustangs have been able to create. That one's outside for ball one. Alex Miller
Now batting center fielder number 20.
did single in his first at-bat. And another one of those might score him too.
Ribeyes.
The 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back. Definitely say that the Mustangs are being very aggressive. They know, judging by the scouting report, that Henry Wallach is going to throw strikes. That's what he does. So being very aggressive early on, and it's worked so far. That doesn't always lead to a winning strategy, as sometimes when you're too aggressive, guys throwing strikes, you end up getting yourself out more often than you might otherwise. But today it has worked out for the Mustangs so far. 1-0 is the score. Mustangs up here in the top of the second. The count is 1-2 to Alex Miller, and he swings and fouls that one off to the right.
Living in Florida. I don't have any lollipops.
Yeah, we don't. Come up here and you can do the PA and that thing, because I'm screwing it up.
I'm like, no gators. No, Dad, we got.
And that one is swung on and hit out to Chad Bain. He's already made 2 errors today, and that's going to be 3. And the throw to the plate, and Barcina had to dig it out of the dirt. And Zach Trump flies all the way around from second, and the Mustangs steal a couple more runs as it's 3-0 here in the top of the second.
So Ryan,
All unearned runs so far for Henry Wallach.
Now batting second baseman number 19, Ryan Franklin.
Ryan?
It's like there's 2 of them. See, Ryan?
It's going to bring up Ryan Franklin. Again, I do believe that that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure if that's right or not. Because it sounds like his teammates are calling him Ryan. I don't know. I don't know what his name is. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I talked about this in the stream, and wow, what a play by Burke. That hopped up right to his mouth. And he's able to get out of the way and get his glove on it and flip on his second for out number 3. So Franklin is retired, but the Mustangs strike for 3 in the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Bruins trailing 3-0. All right, folks, we're back here live as Zach Burke takes his swings here.
First baseman number 14, Zach Burke.
Zach Burke wanted to get something started. Bruins already trailing here early 3-0. And unfortunately, all unearned runs as Chad Bain has had a bit of a rough start in the field. 3 errors already, as that one's in there for a strike. I believe that was called strike, not a swinging strike. Either way, counts 0-2. And that one is well outside and in the
He
dirt.
stole 2 runs on it.
Held that slider just a bit too long.
I thought DeCristo was coming tonight. Yeah, it's pretty quiet down there. It's rough, man. I'm telling you.
And that one's in there for a called strike 3. Zach Burke goes down looking, and the Bruins off to a tough start today. A few errors in the field.
It's a bad ram.
0 for 4 at the dish. That's going to bring
Now
up
up the
Daniel
bat for the
Barcina.
Bruins, catcher number 12, Daniel Barcina.
Yeah, it's a rough ram. We're coming back. Come on. Tell Sammy I said hi. Alright, peace.
And that one is popped foul. Count is 1-1. That one is hit out to second base, and he'll throw on to first for out number 2. So the Bruins going down quickly and quietly here so far, as Andrew Copeland has had his A stuff right now. Obviously, still plenty of game left today. A 9-inning ball game is what we will be
Now up the bat for the
Playing
Bruins,
today.
shortstop number 9, Conley Burke.
And that brings up the shortstop, Conley Burke. That one is a ball. He did the full body turn and everything, and that time no hand signal.
He was just stretching. Okay, he's definitely messing with us.
That one also misses, ball 2.
He's just whispering it to the batter. So
The batter and the catcher know what the count is, but nobody else.
And the count is now 3-0. Conley Burke looking to become the first base runner of the day for the Bruins. And the 3-0 in there for a called strike. That was a very aggressive point on the strike call there.
He must have heard us.
I like it. And that one misses. Conley Burke does, in fact, become the first base runner of the day for the Bruins. And that's going to bring up Daniel Wood.
Now batting for the Bruins, third baseman number 29, Daniel Wood.
the Royals doing this year. It's not too high. Join the club. Just messing. I think they're doing better than the Pirates. We're 6-12.
We're probably not too far.
And that one is flown out to left field, and that one's going to be caught. So the 2-out walk does not become anything of note, and we'll head to the top of the third. Bruins still trailing 3-0.
Now up to bat for Mid-Atlantic right fielder number 9, Caleb Whitley.
All right, folks, we're back here live as Henry Wallach looks to bounce back, and that's not a good start for that effort, as that one is smacked into right field for a base hit by Caleb Whitley. He's 2 for 2 today so far. I was going to say Henry Wallach looking to bounce back after a rough second inning. Obviously, the Mustangs have different plans.
First
They're looking to take care of business here tonight
Jalen Lee.
on the road. It's going to bring up Jalen Lee.
Carolina, right?
And that one is smacked down the right field line, but that is foul. It was a good swing there from Lee, just couldn't straighten it out. And again, I said this earlier in the broadcast, but the Mustangs are really attacking Henry Wallach right now. They know he's going to throw strikes, and a move over to first, and the runner gets back safely. That one is popped high in the air. It's going to get out of play. Count is now 0-2 here. And another move over to first, and the runner gets back safely once more. That one is slapped foul down the right field line once again. Colby Hogan's going to have to go retrieve that one as it's in the field of play. And another move over to first. Henry Wallach not willing to let Caleb Whitley swipe second. He's giving him plenty of attention. Up 0-2 here to Jalen Lee. And Whitley takes off anyway, and that one's popped high in the air. And, oh, goodness. I thought Daniel Wood was about to just crash into that fence, but it looked like he was able to put on the brakes just in time. And that ball gets out of play.
Just like when my wife and I were first like coming frequently because when Anna started, we moved to Germany, so the first we came home and we go up there and we were like, man, there's like zero rules about guys and girls together. But then I realized it's because this generation travels in herds. You don't have like a guy and a girl together. We got 14 guys and 17 girls traveling in her.
Count is still 0-2 here as Wallach again throws over to first.
So, they're like, oh, we're going to have to Reedy Park and play Frisbee. And there'd be like 30 of them out there. Okay. I'm good with it. We go off the old
And that misses for ball one.
parlor, now the hood. Oh, that's what I want? Yeah, they would be playing board games and stuff. That's the first place I met Daniel. True story, and to this day.
And that one is swung on, and that's going to be a single. And after all that, Jalen Lee is going to reach on a base hit. Just past the outstretched diving glove of Zach Burke over at first. And that's going to bring up Patrick Mangwell.
It'd be worth dating one of his daughters just to be able to hang out with her. So that has been the family joke since then.
Now batting left fielder number 21, Patrick Mangwell.
Visit next week. Daniel wants to hang out with you. I'm like, all right, I know. Like, you know, he's the only reason he married me. I know. I'm sorry. Just be thankful. You'd be a lonely old spinster. Go ahead and be me.
So obviously not the start that the Bruins were hoping for here in the third or just in this game in general. As the bunt will be shown here by Mangwell. And Wallach steps off.
I'd be in the office, my office.
And looks like umpire is talking to the dugout over there. I don't know under what context that conversation was, if it was just knowledge-based or if it was based in some kind of argument as a fake bunt and hit.
The fact that he likes us more than he likes you.
is called there. That's a fly ball to Colby Hogan, and the runner will easily get to third. No throw. So, at the very least, Mangual is able to move that runner up 90 feet to third base, and that's going to bring up Josiah Collado.
Colado? Oh, I gotta say that name. Pina Colado.
Just wait for it.
Oh, he's making a call.
Now batting number 22, Josiah Collado.
Josiah Collado.
This is Bob Jones singing Virgin. We don't do that.
And that one is swung on and fouled off to the right. And that gentleman did not flinch. Man, I tell you what, I've been to a lot of ballparks in my life, and I've never seen so many people no-sell foul balls than I have here in the last 3 weeks. It's unbelievable.
I would agree with
I mean, babies are no-selling baseballs. It's ridiculous. You guys are breeding them like psychopaths here, and a fake steal here as they're obviously trying to tempt, and that hits off the helmet of the runner, and it's going to work. Oh, man, one of the oldest tricks in the book. And you know what, Jalen Lee, I don't blame you. Hit your helmet. Way to use your head, son. Good job. And, man, one of the oldest base-running tricks in the book, distract the fielders, and as soon as that ball is thrown to Zach Burke, even if that throw doesn't get away, that runner is supposed to break to home. But unfortunately for the Bruins, it hit off the helmet of Lee, and so that runner will score without even so much of a threat of a throw. And it is now 4-0. And once again, another unearned run for Henry Wallach. And it is very rare to see that, and that is going to go into left field for a base hit. And I presume that because that didn't touch his glove, that will be a base hit. But I could very presumably see that it goes down as an error. And I will say, if that is the case, if it does go down as an error, then that will be 5 errors already on the Bruins here in the first 2 1/3 innings. Which obviously is not a good pace.
Now batting designated hitter number 14, Will Warren.
Now in baseball, there's obviously no such thing as a turnover, as there is in the NFL or in the NBA, or in just basketball and football in general, I should say. But errors kind of act as extra chances for the offense, the same way that a turnover gives offenses in football and basketball extra chances. So it is the most equivalent thing that baseball has to a turnover. And so when you keep giving teams extra outs over and over again, it's going to come back to bite you, and that is what happened. So that is what has happened so far today, as that one's fouled off to the right. Is extra chance after extra chance after extra chance for the Mustangs here. And it's certainly very difficult for a pitcher to be able to get into a groove at all when, not that you don't not trust your team, you always will trust your team no matter what happens, but when you're scared every time a ball gets hit on the ground or gets hit in the air that it's going to fall or it's going to get by your fielders, that obviously makes things a lot more difficult. And wow, what a play from Conley Burke. And that one is flung over the dugout. And so another throwing error. That is, if you could believe it, that is Chad Bain's 4th error in 3 innings right now. He is having a tough time in the field. And I got a feel for him. I've been in that position, and it is just no fun to feel like every time you touch the baseball, you're doing the wrong thing with it.
Now
It is a tough
6,
position to be in.
Elijah Ullman.
At the very least, his body language looks good. He seems to be handling it fairly well. And that one is swung on, and that's going to get over the outstretched glove of Conley Burke. And once again, extra outs given by the Bruins leads to more hits, which could possibly lead to more runs depending on how the rest of this inning shakes out. That's going to bring up Zach Trump.
Now batting number 2, Zach Trump.
His second at-bat already today, and he is, of course, the 9-hole hitter.
It's about camp, young man. I learned more about practical application of scriptures in 3 months there than I did in like 2 years of Bible class.
And that one is swung on and hit to Henry Wallach, right back to him on the mound, and he throws the first for out number 3. But 2 more unearned runs come across for the Mustangs, so we'll head to the bottom of the third. Bruins trailing 5-0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it as Chad Bain slaps that one into center field for the Bruins' first hit of the day, jumping all over the first pitch of the inning. And good to see Chad Bain, after such a rough start for him in the field, not take it to the plate and able to calm down and get a single. That is not as easy as it seems.
Now batting for the Bruins, left fielder number 2, Zay Brandt.
Going to bring up Zay Brandt, the left fielder, who has really carved out a nice niche for himself here for the Bruins. Everyday left fielder, everyday 9-hole hitter.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
He has certainly done well, as that one is hit down the line, and it's just going to be foul by maybe a foot. And that one's in the dirt. Count is now 1-1. And that one's well outside, about 3/4 of the way into the left-handed batter's box.
I ran out of time. I had my laundry in the wash. I had to pull. Yeah, I mean, you could, but like, people like take it out. And,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
that kind of thing. So it's like they usually try and like keep an eye on it. I didn't have time.
That one is smoked into deep left field. Zay Brandt! Oh, and he was just about 2 feet away from a home run. And the number 9-hole hitter for the Bruins just pummeling that baseball right there. And a huge hit for the Bruins, and much needed, as finally, for the first time tonight, this Bruins crowd has some life, as does the dugout. And he missed that home run by a matter of inches. Obviously, it's a little difficult to tell how far away from that yellow strip he was, but it seemed to be under it by just a few inches, which means you probably missed a home run by a matter of a foot to foot and a half. What an absolute strike from Zay Brandt. And that's going to bring up the top of the lineup again for Colby Hogan. As a very important inning for the Bruins. They have momentum. They got 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out. They got to be able to chip into this lead. And Colby Hogan hits that one into left field or right field for a base hit. Zay Brandt trips a little bit, coming around, but that throw gets away from the catcher. Colby Hogan's going to trot to second. And a 2 RBI single for Colby Hogan. And the Bruins have some life here in the third as it's 5-2.
5-2, baby. 2-run, 2 RBI single. He advances to second and 2.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 5, Riley Ramsey.
And that one is roped into right field, but unfortunately it's going to be pretty much right at the right fielder
So his name is
as Riley Ramsey is lined out.
Like on the
It's R. Yeah.
So I will say I have just been given word that Mr. Franklin's name is actually Rain. So I will say, I'm not a English major or anything like that. I don't claim to be the smartest human being in the world. I never will be. But when a name is spelled R-I-A-N-E, I tend to think that the I is pronounced before the A.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there is a typo on this roster sheet. But if there isn't and it is pronounced Rain, I hope that there is some forgiveness as to me not knowing that that is how it's pronounced. So I apologize to Mr. and Mrs. Franklin. If you are watching, I apologize to, obviously, Rain for mispronouncing your name, sir. I do the best that I can with this job. I take it very seriously, and so I don't ever want to mess up somebody's name, and even if you do play for the opposing team. So I do apologize to you, but I hope that there is some forgiveness there, considering how it is spelled on my roster sheet. It certainly would make sense if the A was before the I. That I could see Rain. Yeah, that makes sense. But the I before the A, kind of makes it a little murky there. But nonetheless, Zach Burke up to the dish with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Can Zach Burke come through here? He's down 0-1, and that ball gets away. And Colby Hogan's going to get up to third. So what is no doubt going to be a wild pitch for the Mustangs. That's going to lead the Bruins to having a runner on third base and 2 outs. So a single will bring that run home for the Bruins. Certainly been an eventful ball game so far. As that one in there for a called strike, at least I presume. We have learned that sometimes those hand signals mean nothing, but he does put up the 1-2 sign, so that means that was indeed a strike. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped to short. Pretty much a candy hop there for the shortstop, or what we may call a Sunday hop in the business. But nonetheless, that's going to be the third out of the inning. But the Bruins strike for 2, so they chip into this lead. And we'll head to the top of the fourth. Bruins still trailing, but now it's 5-2.
Now batting center fielder, number 28, Alex Miller.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live as that one is inside for ball one. As Henry Wallach looking to bounce back after a couple of rough innings, although obviously not all of it on him, as there have been a plethora of errors so far tonight for the Bruins, as that one's in there for a called strike, counts 1-1. I did want to take just one quick second and thank each and every one of you that are listening to this live stream, whether on YouTube or Facebook Live, as that one's in there for a called strike two. I wanted to, again, thank you guys so much for taking some time and listening to us. We know that there's plenty of things that you could be doing on a Friday night. Appreciate that you're taking some time out to listen to me babble about baseball and just kind of, talk your guys' ears off, so I appreciate it. And I will say, you got one more chance to come and visit us in person here at Conestee Park. That one's upstairs. Count is now full. And that is tomorrow at noon. One game here at Conestee Park. So if you have not had a chance to come down and visit us in person, feel free to come up and support your Bruins live and in the flesh. Even come up to the, tech area where we all sit. You can come and say hello, talk to us, introduce yourselves. Tell me how much you hate every time I open my mouth on the stream. Whatever you got to do, whatever, floats your boat, whatever makes you feel better. As that one is flown out to center field, Riley Ramsey takes a few steps back, and he'll make the catch for out number one, as I have to catch flying debris here. Nonetheless, I said this, actually, no, I'm going to get this right before I say anything. Up steps Rain Franklin.
Number 19, Rain Franklin.
Shout out that guy with the bald head that came up.
And that one in there for a called strike. So I was saying this earlier, but nobody heard it because the stream was not working at this point, but I did not realize it at this time. But it has been just an absolutely crazy couple of months, or maybe even just month, I'll say, in the world of just sports in general. Obviously, with the delay of the MLB season, it feels like everything has gotten underway all at the same time. You got your NHL season that's wrapping up its regular season, is about to start the postseason. NBA is in the middle of the postseason, and second round is going to start on Sunday for the playoffs for that, as that one is swung on and missed. Henry Wallach doing a nice job bouncing back so far here, as that's his, I believe, first strikeout of the day. That's going to bring up Caleb Whitley, but nonetheless, NBA playoffs going on. The MLB season just got underway, as we're a good 20-ish games in to the season, as that one is swung on and hit down the line. That's going to be a fair ball. It's going to get by the right fielder, and that's going to allow Caleb Whitley to chug all the way around to third, and definitely could have gotten in standing up, but he chose to head first slide anyway, as that's going to be, no doubt, a single and an error for Caleb Whitley. That is, as my constituents had just told me, the 7th error on the Bruins in just over 3 innings of play, and it's tough for Henry Wallach to have much of a chance when that keeps happening, especially against a good team like Mid-Atlantic. You just can't keep giving them extra outs. Now, obviously, in that instance, as that one's popped high in the air, and that's going to eventually drift out of play. And man, that guy that was walking up the stairs, and a nice catch. And they get and our fan gets a nice yes chant from our opposition, so we thank them for that. It's good sports. We appreciate that. And that one is swung on and missed. And Jalen Lee is having a hard time here against Henry Wallach, and I said that might have been his first strikeout. I was incorrect, because Jalen Lee struck out his first at-bat. It was a strike him out, throw him out. And that one is absolutely roped as soon as I say that, and it's going to just eventually get into Riley Ramsey's glove. That looked like it was a lot harder off the bat than what it ended up being. So forgive me for the kind of strange inflection on the call there. But nonetheless, the Bruins escaped the jam here. We're going to head to the bottom of the fourth. Bruins still trailing 5-2.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 12, Daniel Barcina.
Any relation to Davy Lopes?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live as Bruins trailing 5-2 here in the bottom of the fourth, as Daniel Barcina started this inning off with a base hit. Conley Burke steps in. That one's hit up the middle, and that's going to get through the hole for a base hit. So back-to-back singles to open up this inning as the Bruins bats coming alive here in the fourth. And really also came alive in the third. And it looks like round 2 of the NFL draft has just started, so if there is anything particularly crazy, I might update you guys on the stream just for fun. You know, obviously you do whatever you want with that. You don't have to listen if you don't want to. You don't have to do anything with the information if you don't want to, but it would make me feel better if I did that, because I am obviously a Patriots fan, and so I'm very angry at the draft last night as we took a third-round guard in the first round, so that was exciting. As we're having a meeting on the mound here as the infielders and catcher are just trying to calm their pitcher down, get him back in rhythm. And it looks like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded for the 33rd pick.
Now batting for the Bruins, third baseman, number 29,
They're going to have to pick the litter here in the second round. And you got some great players available. As Daniel Wood steps up to the plate. You got the Kobe Dean, obviously still available. Malik Willis, he definitely won't be going here at 33, but you got him. Andrew Booth fell out of the first round. Got David Ojabo, as that one is kind of floated, and it's just over the outstretched glove of the shortstop. And, man, that really looked like it was going to be caught there, but that ball probably had some funky spin on it. So that drops. And then obviously Boye Mafe, Desmond Ritter, Travis Jones. You got plenty of guys, Logan Hall, Matt Corral. Got plenty of guys that are first-round worthy, ready to go in the second round. So we will see how it falls. It's going to be fun.
Batting for the Bruins, second baseman, number 1, Chad Bain.
He's going to bring up Chad Bain, who's had a rough day in the field, but had singled in his first at-bat, which is nice to see as he didn't let it affect him too much. And that one is swung on and hit out to fairly shallow center. I don't think that's going to be deep enough to score the runner, and it certainly will not. And Bain not happy with himself. And that's going to bring up Zay Brandt, who hit ball very hard in his last at-bat, was about a foot away from hitting a home run, which obviously would have been a huge momentum boost, but I'm sure the Bruins will take the double all the same, and I'm sure they'd love that same result right here.
Now at the dish
With
Bob Jones,
bases
left
loaded
fielder,
and
number 2,
just one out.
Zay
And
Brandt.
this is one of those moments where you definitely want to get the ball in the air and deep enough in the outfield at the very least. You definitely don't want to hit into a double play. You don't want to strike out, and they are in danger, and that's going to bounce off the chest of the shortstop as another error here is going to come back to bite one of these teams. And as I just say, you don't want to hit the ball on the ground. Sometimes the good thing about hitting the ball on the ground is it's a lot easier to mess up that play than it is a fly ball. So certainly good fortune for the Bruins as it's now 5-3 here in the fourth. And while I feel like this game has flown by in a way so far, the score would not really show that, as 8 runs have already come across here. As that one is tapped out into shallow left field. Will that drop fair? No, it will not. That's foul by a few feet there. Count is 0-1 to Colby Hogan.
Now up the bat for Bob Jones, right fielder number 36, Colby Hogan.
It helps if it's on. Man, I'm like not.
Ozzie Smith would have gotten that if he was playing first base.
Was he the guy that used to do like backflips?
Yeah.
And that is a very shallow fly ball here. And so 2 very shallow fly balls have really halted the momentum here for the Bruins as they are
He'll knock him in. Here we go.
trying to claw their way back in the game. And this is a huge opportunity for them. But you got about the best guy you could have up right now, other than maybe Zach Burke. And that is Riley Ramsey, who's developed the clutch gene over the last month of the season.
Center fielder number 5, Riley Ramsey.
I saw 2 guys yesterday coming back from the game, and I was like, how'd it go? They must have just got off the bus. And I said, how'd it go? And they said 5-0. I said, you guys won? They said, no, man, no, we didn't. It's 5-0. I was like, oh.
And that one is swung on and hit to short, and this time he fields cleanly and fires on to second. And that is a great job by Andrew Copeland to get out of that inning without any further damage. But 1 run does come across for the Bruins, so they continue to chip into this lead as we'll head to the top of the 5th. Bruins trailing 5-3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live. As already 1 out here in the inning very quickly
Josiah Collado.
as Patrick Mangwall was retired, as Josiah Collado will step up to the plate now.
Now batting for Mid-Atlantic, number 22, Josiah Collado.
You can't rewrite history.
And that one is in there for a called strike. Nice pitch from Henry Wallach. He has certainly settled into a rhythm over the last inning. It's a great sign for the Bruins as that one is chopped to Daniel Wood at third. He'll fire across the diamond for out number 2. As the Bruins off to a good start here in the top of the 5th as they look to take the momentum of this game by its throat.
Will Warren.
It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Will Warren.
Now batting designated hitter number 14, Will Warren.
Will Warren
Will Warren.
looking to start some kind of 2-out rally for the Mustangs, and he swings wildly at that one. Obviously not ready for that off-speed pitch. He singled in his first at-bat, and going to be honest with you guys, cannot remember what he did in his second at-bat. But nonetheless, he does have at least 1 hit today. So he's off to a good start. 1-1 count here in the 5th. Swung on and hit down the right field line. That's going to get into the stands. And it's going to bounce right back onto the field. And unfortunately, Colby Hogan now has to get that. It's happened a couple times already today. 1-2 count here in the 5th.
That one is swung on and hit up the middle for a base hit. Will Warren does a nice job of battling in that at-bat and eventually reaching aboard. That's going to bring up Elijah Allman, the third baseman.
Now batting third baseman number 6, Elijah Ullman.
It like won't. See, it worked back there. It's like not popping up the whole way.
And that one's in there for a called strike. And that one is chopped to Conley Burke. He'll field the big hop and fire on to first for out number 3. So Henry Wallach gets out of the inning. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th as the Bruins look to take the momentum in this game as they trail 5-3.
Now batting number 38, Cole Pearson.
And we are back here live as Cole Pearson flies that one out into shallow center, and the center fielder comes on and makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here for the Bruins. That's going to bring up Zach Burke. And the 1-1 here to Burke. Well outside and a little bit upstairs as well. That one is chopped, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Zach Burke battling and able to sneak that one past the 2 diving gloves of the third baseman and the shortstop as he'll get aboard with 1 out here in the 5th. And that's going to bring up Daniel Barcina, who had a base hit in his last at-bat. That one is fouled off. And that one misses well outside. Count is 1-1, and of course, we all know what that means, guys. Ones are wild here in the 5th. So please enjoy it while you can, because it does indeed only last one single pitch. And that one gets by the catcher, so Zach Burke going to take off and get to second with ease. So now a runner in scoring position with one out for Barcina. And the 2-1 pitch swung on and popped high in the air on the left side of the infield. Third baseman battling the sun, but he'll get under it and make the catch for out number 2. Barcina not happy with that result. That's going to bring up Conley Burke. 2 out and a runner on second here in a 5-3 ball game in the 5th.
Now up to bat for the Bruins, shortstop number 9, Conley Burke.
And that one's in the dirt. Count is, of course, 1-0. It appears the Green Bay Packers have traded for the second pick in the second round. Traded back with the Lions, who also already traded their second pick in the first round. So the Lions are deciding to take what I think more rebuilding teams should take, which is trading back as much as you can and getting extra draft capital, whether this year or next year. So smart move for them. And the 2-0 pitch. That's well outside. Nice snag by the catcher there. That had wild pitch written all over it. And the pitch, and that one is fouled off. And it looks like that hit the catcher, but he does appear to be okay.
You know, when CNN first started, they were balanced. They really were. That was the go-to.
And the Packers traded up because they needed a wide receiver, and they got a good one, Christian Watson, out of North Dakota State. Very good big wide receiver, very fast, as Conley Burke gets aboard with a walk.
Now batting for the Bruins, third baseman, number 29, Daniel Wood.
And that one is outside. And time's going to be called as what I'm guessing is the pitching coach is going to come out and talk to his pitcher. Nobody warming up in the pen yet for the Mustangs, but it does appear that somebody is beginning to throw here. Tennessee Titans are picking next. I think Nakobe Dean would be a great fit for them after losing Rashad Evans. So we'll see if that's the direction they go here. They could also go Andrew Booth. They do need some more help at corner, as if your best corner's first name is Jack Rabbit, I don't think you have much of a chance. And if you think I'm joking, look up their roster. I promise you, at CB1 last year, Jack Rabbit Jenkins, otherwise known as Janoris Jenkins, decided to change his last name or first name to Jack Rabbit. Don't know why. Never. I guess I missed that story, but it is still wonderful. So I could see them going in either of those directions. But back here at Conestee Park, that one is just outside. Daniel Wood taking a ball. Count is, I believe, 2-0. I think there was a pitch thrown for a ball before the time was called. So and that one, I believe that was a ball. Count is 3-0 now. 3-0 count here with 2 outs and 2 runners on for the Bruins, with Chad Bain waiting on deck, hoping he will get a chance to drive in some runs. And that one's in there for a called strike. Andrew Copeland started off this game looking dominant, but now has obviously... And that one is swung on and hit up the middle. Nice play by the second baseman. He backhands it and takes it to the bag himself for out number 3. So the Bruins come up empty. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning. Bruins still trailing 5-3. And that is a short fly ball out to right field, and that's going to be out number 1. And it's happened several times today. First pitch swinging and getting yourselves out on both sides.
Now batting for Mid-Atlantic, number 28, Alex Miller.
And I know that my worst fear is about to come true. I'm sure that the Jets are going to take Nakobe Dean here in the 2nd round and just completely dominate this draft. I think they had the best draft of every team yesterday. They got aggressive, traded up for Jermaine Johnson at 26. They obviously drafted Sauce Gardner at 4. Garrett Wilson at 10. Got a lot of skill players and filled a lot of holes on their roster. And now if you can get Nakobe Dean in the 2nd round, that's amazing value. Best linebacker in the draft, in my opinion. Phenomenal. That one just misses outside. Henry Wallach wanted that one. Doesn't get it. Count is 2-1. That one swung on and popped up. And Zach Burke's going to call off Chad Bain, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Henry Wallach really settling in here over the last couple of innings. Obviously a great sign for the Bruins as they rely on him so much to be an innings eater and keep them in these close games. And he has more times than not answered that call. He's going to bring up Rain Franklin. That one's outside for ball 1. And that one misses. Count is 2-0 now. And that one's in there. Called strike 1. Count is now 3-1. Henry Wallach not wanting to allow a 2-out base runner here. We'll see what he comes with this 3-1 pitch, if I could speak. That is in there for a called strike 2. So Rain Franklin from 3-0 to 3-2 here. Let's see if Henry Wallach can win the battle. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and hit out to right center field, and Colby Hogan will run it down, and he will make the catch. So Henry Wallach bounces back and gets a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th. We'll head to the bottom half. Bruins still trailing 5-3.
Now batting second baseman number 1, Chad Bain.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live as Chad Bain leads things off here in the 6th. As Dakota Jacobson is the new pitcher for the Mustangs. And the lefty fires it in there for strike 1. The count is 1-1. And the Jets, by the way, did not take Nakobe Dean, so my worst fears have not yet been realized. I don't know if the Jets pick again here soon. They do not. So I'm hoping that they don't trade up again. But nonetheless, that one is slapped over to first, and that is dropped by the first baseman. And it's a race to the bag, and the ball is dropped. And there is no call. Right now, they're going to go tag the runner, and he's safe. Okay. I thought he was going to call him out. And, oh my goodness, guys. It's like I'm a genius. Sorry, while we were on commercial break, I predicted that the Texans would reach and take Jalen Petrie out of Baylor, and hilariously, that's exactly what they did, which I don't know how I predicted that, but that's amazing. That is true. A broken clock is right twice a day. I'll take it. I'll tell you what, guys. I did a mock draft on Monday for this, and I think I got the first 2 picks right, and the rest were wrong. Like I did, it was just such chaos last night. That one is flown out to shallow right field towards the line. The right fielder will settle under it and make the catch for out number 1. That's going to bring up Colby Hogan. So Zay Brandt is retired. And that one is in there for a called strike 1. And that one's big swing and a miss from Colby Hogan. He didn't connect, though. Count is 0-2. And a pickoff, and looked like the runner was fooled. And a nice job running the pickoff play there for the Mustangs as Chad Bain is cut down on the base paths. And it looks like the Mustangs are booing their own players, which is nice. Nice to see. And the 1-2. Swung on and grounded down the first baseline and foul. So there are now 2 outs here. So the Bruins 1 strike away from going down without really much of a whimper here. And that one is swung on and tapped over to first. And so the Bruins go down 1-2-3 here in the 6th. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Bruins trailing 5-3.
Now batting for Mid-Atlantic, number 9, Caleb Whitley.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live as that ball was inside, so Henry Wallach starts off this inning with a leadoff walk.
Probably was just a walk.
And that's going to bring up Jalen Lee, I believe. Yes, Jalen Lee.
Now batting number 29, Jalen Lee.
Did he do the bat drag up to the plate? Did anybody else see that? That's what I thought. Better get up there and hit a nuke after that. Oh, it's only the second and they're up? Oh, good. How's Cedric Mullins doing so far?
Not too hot.
Seems like everybody started the season off like cold.
Yeah. In our lives, yeah. The highest average in our life is like 270.
And that one is chopped, and Chad Bain, nice play!
Yeah.
And he got him! Wow, what a double play for the Bruins. Chad Bain's made a handful of errors today, but he made a phenomenal play on that one. And that'll hopefully get rid of the fielding yips, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So that'll bring up Patrick Mangwal, who rips that one into right center field. That's going to split the gap. That's going to get to the wall. And Mangwal might have 3. And he's going to turn and he's going to chug. He's going to try for it. And he's got it with ease. Slides in and the throw is offline. Nice job from Daniel Wood to keep that in front. But a 2-out triple here in the 7th.
Jeez, Josiah Collado.
It's going to bring up Josiah Collado.
Now batting number 22, Josiah Collado.
And that one misses. That one is swung and popped high in the air on the infield. And Conley Burke calls everybody off. And Henry Wallach gets himself out of a jam. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Bruins still trailing 5-3.
Now batting for the Bruins, center fielder number 5, Riley Ramsey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live as the Bruins look to try and claw back in this ball game. And Riley Ramsey quickly down 0-2 on that swing and miss. And that one swung on and missed, but luckily it gets away from the catcher, and a great play by the catcher to even attempt that throw. As he will get aboard on a strikeout, which you don't see very often.
Now batting designated hitter number 38, Cole Pearson.
Those of you who care, the Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock with back-to-back picks in the second round, and Malik Willis, quarterback out of Liberty, is available. So that is where I had him going in my mock draft a couple days ago, and I thought that it was absolutely crazy. Actually, no, I did not. I had them taking Matt Corral, but I had them taking a quarterback. I did not think that Malik Willis would fall this far, obviously, but I did predict that they would take a quarterback here at 40 or 41. So we will see. So Cole Pearson up to bat now, 1-1 count here in the bottom of the 7th. Count is now 2-1. Cole Pearson really going to look to drive one here, I'm sure. Especially a good lefty-righty matchup here. And actually, instead, he goes to bunt. A surprise bunt on a 2-1 count, and it's a good one. Pearson just doesn't make it. That's a great play by the catcher there, but a perfect bunt from Cole Pearson. As I certainly thought that he was going to try and take a big swing at it, but a nice kind of bend to that call there. You usually don't see your three-hole guys dropping a bunt in the middle of a count. But it happened there, and it was a good call, as it was a very, very good bunt.
The Bruins, first baseman number 14, Zach Burke.
It's going to bring up Zach Burke now.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Sounded like the Wicked Witch of the West.
That ball's in the dirt, but Ramsey does not go anywhere. And the 1-0.
Oh, nice pitch.
That's it's a good off-speed pitch as that ball's thrown over the head of the pitcher as the second baseman stares at the feet of Riley Ramsey to make sure he wasn't moving. Always good gamesmanship there.
Yeah. Like you did last year. Nemo's coming back.
And that one is fouled off.
Spicer's a Royals fan? Yeah. Jeez. You don't see too many of them around.
And that one is swung on and missed. As Zach Burke now sees the count go from 2-0 to 2-2 here. As I'm sure the Bruins would love a base hit here. Cut this lead to 1, or at least presumably, right? Ramsey does have very good speed. The 2-2. Just misses. Great pitch there from Jacobson. But he just missed the corner of the plate. That was certainly a close call. Could definitely go either way. I've seen that be called many a times in a two-strike count, but not this time, as Burke has worked it full. And the full count, and actually a spin over to second just to make sure that runner's not moving. Although I don't see why he would be moving here. There's nobody on first. So he would be stealing under his own volition here.
Different sport.
Right.
And the 3-2 and an off-speed pitch, and a nice job from Zach Burke to just kind of spoil that. the bullpener, the backup catcher, just gave Coach Castile a high five for making that play and then gave us a nice little dab for his efforts.
Like it was 2015.
Oh, my goodness. I remember when I used to play Fortnite. That was a mistake. Another full count pitch. Ripped to short. Oh, and Colby Hogan, unfortunately, probably seemed to think that was going to be. And Colby Hogan does not beat the tag. He almost beat the tag as the shortstop took a bit of a gamble. But Ramsey is retired there, as it seemed like he probably thought that was going to get through, but it did not. And the Seahawks just took Boye Mafe with their first second-round pick. So my question now is, do you stay put and take Malik Willis, or do you trade back and get some more draft capital? We will see what happens, because I think if you pass on Malik Willis right here and don't trade the pick, that's pretty rough. Because you need a quarterback real bad. You didn't take him in the first round, I get it. But he's there now, and that's going to be into center field for a base hit. And unfortunately, that could have scored the run for the Bruins had Riley Ramsey not run himself into an out. But nonetheless, Bruins still have a good chance to score here. 2 on, 2 out in the 7th.
Now batting number 9, Conley Burke.
And that one gets by. And actually, that ball was kicked by the umpire as he was trying to get out of the way. So a little bit of an umpire assist there. And it's never a good thing when it happens to either team, but in that instance, it helps out the Bruins, as the catcher did a good job of collecting that baseball pretty much right in front of him, or I guess right behind him just a little bit, and the umpire just kicked it to the backstop. Obviously inadvertent. But now a base hit by Conley Burke could score 2, which could tie up this ball game. But obviously you have to get there first. And Dakota Jacobson has done a nice job in relief so far. And we'll see if he can get himself out of this jam in the 7th and turn it over to the back end of the Mustangs bullpen. The 1-0. Curveball, that's in the dirt, and that one's blocked in front.
They picked him over.
All right, so Conley Burke draws another walk here, I believe his second of the day, and to update the
Bruins, number 29, Daniel Wood.
Daniel Wood's going to come up to bat. The Seahawks did not draft Malik Willis. They drafted another running back as if they needed one. My goodness. Good stuff there. As the Colts are on the clock, and quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if they went Malik Willis at this point. That would be great value for them. He can serve behind Matt Ryan for a year or two. I think that'd be a perfect situation for Malik Willis. So my guess is they're probably going to go Malik Willis here as that pitch is outside, and the count is 2-0. As the Bruins threatening here in the 7th. the 2-0. Curveball, and Wood actually swings at that, which is interesting. Don't usually see 2-0 swinging with the bases loaded on an off-speed pitch, but luckily it doesn't hurt them too bad as the count just moves to 2-1. And I'm sorry, guys, I am just flabbergasted that the Seahawks did not. They had 2 picks in the second round. Malik Willis was there, and they did not take him. Pretty crazy as that one misses. Count has moved to 3-1, and now Daniel Wood, you could either be very aggressive or you can try and work your way aboard here with a walk and be very selective, so we'll see which one he tries to do here. The 3-1. In there for a called strike. That's a close pitch, but a good pitch. And Daniel Wood now finds himself in a full count, and certainly I wouldn't have swung at that pitch either if I was him, so that's a good take. Not to say it was a bad pitch, it was certainly a good one. The full count. Swung on and ripped down the line. That's going to get by the third baseman. 1 run's going to score. That's going to get to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. They're going to wave around. And there will be no throw. Conleyberg scores. And a bases clearing double for Daniel Wood.
In the lead.
And that gives the Bruins the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. And just like that, this game has turned on its head.
Here come their switching pitchers.
And that is going to be all, presumably, for
Here we go.
Dakota Jacobson, who had done a nice job up to this point, but just could not put Daniel Wood away. Could not get the last out that he needed. And unfortunately, he has given up the lead for the Mustangs. And we will be right back with the pitching change.
Now coming on to pitch for Mid-Atlantic at number 10, Ethan Shepard.
All right, folks. We are back here as Chad Bain steps up to the plate here, and Ethan Shepard, the new pitcher for the Mustangs, as that curveball's in there for a called strike 1. Bruins taking the lead here in the bottom of the 7th on a bases clearing double by Daniel Wood, who stands on second now. And the 0-1. Another curveball. That one just misses. Count is 1-1. And that pitch is outside. Nice stop by catcher there, Josiah Collado. He's had a nice day back there. Although there have been a couple of pass balls, a couple of wild pitches. And then obviously the one that the umpire kicked earlier this inning. That's certainly not on Collado, though. And that one misses. So Shepard not able to find it so far as the count moves to 3-1. And again, we'll see if Chad Bain gets a little more aggressive here in a hitter's count. My gut says that he will. The 3-1. And that one misses. So whether you're going to be aggressive or not, doesn't matter if the guy's not going to throw you strikes as he takes a walk. It's going to bring up Zay Brandt. Zay Brandt, again, missed a home run by a matter of maybe a foot or two in his first at-bat. And again, I'm sure the Bruins would love that repeat. Or that result to be repeated, if I could speak. As I got a little discombobulated. I don't know if you guys can hear the plane flying overhead. First pitch is outside and downstairs, and another nice block from Collado. And I am sitting waiting in anticipation as the Vikings have said the pick is in for the last 5 straight minutes. And I want to see if they took Malik Willis or Andrew Booth, perhaps. They certainly need some DBs. And that one nearly gets away. And a nice stop by, I believe that's the second baseman. And by the way, on that tag play earlier at third base, it was the second baseman that ran Riley Ramsey down, not the shortstop, as what I said previously, as that one swung on and missed. Count is, I believe, 1-1. And that one in there for called strike 2. So Shepard doing his very best here to work his way out of the inning. And that one's in there for a called strike 3. Zay Brandt, he knew it. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. But the Bruins strike for 3 runs in the 7th. So they now take the lead and will head to the top of the 8th. Bruins now leading 6-5. That one is popped high in the air, still playable, and Daniel Barcina makes a nice play, and he'll make the catch.
Round the horn. Or you just can't beat it, you know?
Now batting number 6, Elijah Ullman.
You generally just have to wait till the court adjudicates their case.
And that one misses upstairs.
Well, I mean, big.
As Henry Wallach still out there, had a very, very rough start to this game, but now obviously has settled in and has given the Bruins the opportunity
That was before.
to slowly but surely make a comeback here in
Yeah, Kenny.
this ball game.
Out of pit. Went to pit. That's right.
And that one misses.
See how that goes.
Count is 2-0 here, or 3-0, excuse me.
Some people hate it. Some people love it. I don't know. I kind of wanted who the Eagles took. They took Jordan Davis. And I was, man, I wish he would have
And that one's in there.
traded up.
So
Oh, yeah.
Henry Wallach trying to bounce back here and get back in this count.
He's
Going to take some work to do it, but he's in a good spot. 3-1.
yeah. And
And that's a curveball in there for a called strike. So
oh, yeah.
Elijah Ullman finds himself
Find something.
now in a full count
You know, they'll find something.
against a pitcher who's finding his groove. The 3-2 swung on, hit out to shallow right. Colby Hogan couldn't find it at first, but now runs in and makes the catch for out number 2. And Henry Wallach has found his groove here in this ball game. And if he keeps pitching the way he's pitching, he might end up going all the way. But, of course, we got to get there first.
Now up to bat for Mid-Atlantic.
And it
number
looks like
2,
Houston
Zach
has traded
Trump.
up to the 12th pick in the second round. And I'm going to look at best available, and it is highly possible that they take
He ran like a 4.
Malik Willis, although I wouldn't take Malik Willis, as you do have Davis Mills. So this could be a Travis Jones spot right here.
I saw like videos of him like in college, like running the quarterback down. The guy scrambled out, he ran balance.
Also could be a Bernard Raymond. Also, obviously, you can never discount Nakobe Dean, as I had a top 20 grade on him, as does ESPN. And that one's in there for a called strike 1. So 2-1 is the count now.
Smith, he's good. He had a good season last year.
And that one is hit out to right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. So Wallach not out of the woods yet, as the 9-hole hitter Zach Trump gets aboard, which brings it to the top of the lineup here.
She remembers the TV show.
Now batting number 28, Alex Miller.
The flying wedge? No, that's What's the story? Wishbone.
That one swung on and fouled off. If I did have to make a prediction, which I don't like making predictions like this because, especially with the Texans, you need every position. But I would go Travis Jones. I think he's the best interior pass rusher at the defensive tackle position, other than maybe Devontae Wyatt in this entire draft. And he's available right now. I think that he could really help you out because you definitely need some defensive line help. So we will see what the Texans decide to do. But 0-2 the count here to Alex Miller, and he swings and rips that one just over the outstretched glove of Chad Bain, and the runner is going to turn and head to third, and he's going to get there without a throw. So Henry Wallach, again, not out of the woods yet, as he had found himself in a nice groove, but now has struggled versus the last two batters. So can Rain Franklin come through here for the Mustangs here in the 8th, as their chances to come back in this game are running out, and time is called. And pitching coach is going to come out and talk to him. Coach Rulapaw going to talk to his ace, see how he's feeling, and just calm him down a little bit, I presume. There is somebody warming up in the Bruins pen, but usually when the pitching coach comes out, that means that the pitcher's not coming out of the game.
Another slot guy. Oh no, he's.
And that one just misses. Actually, or maybe not. Oh, I don't know why I didn't see a strike call there. I guess I'm blind. But nonetheless, it is strike one. Sorry about that, folks at home. That must have been confusing. Sorry about that.
Come on, get out of this, Henry.
And Henry fires over to first. Runner gets back in plenty of time.
Oh, they fell. Last year, they.
The 0-1
Divisional.
in the dirt, and good read from Alex Miller as he took off as that ball was in the air,
Baker, I think,
showing off his speed.
guys get in. I think they ended up like 8, 9.
And I can certainly see the Ravens taking David Ojabo here as well. Or Travis Jones, as that one swung on and missed, but I would suggest they're going to go Sky Moore, because based on Lamar Jackson's reaction to them trading their best wide receiver last night, I would suggest that if they don't get a wide receiver, then Lamar Jackson might throw a fit. And, oh, goodness, as that one goes inside, and Henry Wallach not happy, but not the worst result in the world, as it does give the Bruins a force out, but they do now have to contend with Caleb Whitley, who's swinging a hot bat tonight. Has a couple of hits already. As the Mustangs get fired up in the dugout. And this is Henry Wallach's moment right here. He is not going to be saved. So we'll see how it goes. The first pitch to Whitley is swung on and fouled off. Whitley still being very aggressive. He has not changed tactics so far tonight, and I don't blame him. It's worked out for him. We'll see what Henry Wallach has for him on this 0-1 pitch. And that misses. Ball one. Not a bad spot, though. Just a little down, maybe a little in as well. Although I will say lefties, that's usually their power spot, is down and in. So if you're going to miss, you better miss. And that one in there for a called strike two. That is a perfect pitch from Henry Wallach, especially in this spot. The 1-2 count now to Caleb Whitley. Can Wallach put him away? He fouls that one off to the left, so not quite yet. And a curveball that's chopped to Zach Burke. And Henry Wallach got himself into danger, but he got himself out of it unscathed. And that was a huge pitch from Henry Wallach that could save the game for the Bruins. But still got a little ways to go. We're going to head to the bottom of the eighth. One last chance for the Bruins to add to their lead before they try to close it out in the ninth, as they lead 6-5.
Now batting for the Bruins, right fielder number 36, Colby Hogan.
And we are back here live as Colby Hogan jumps all over that. That's going to be hit into the gap and go all the way to the wall. Colby Hogan is going to turn, and he's going to head for third. And a big throw. Wow, look at that throw by the center fielder. Are you kidding me? But Colby Hogan's speed just too much. But hang on a minute, guys. What a throw from that center fielder out there on a frozen rope. No hops or anything from the right center field wall. That was an absolute unleash of a cannon. But Caleb, or excuse me, I don't even know people's names anymore. Colby Hogan, just too fast for even that throw, but my goodness. Give credit where credit's due, as that one's hit up the middle, and a nice stop by the second baseman, but he's unable to get the throw off at home, and that is a big insurance run for the Bruins as they now lead 7-5. And in other news, of course, sticking with the draft, the Detroit Lions on the clock, and Nakobe Dean's available. That's where I had him going to the Lions at 34. Obviously, I didn't do anything with trades or anything like that, but he's available. And this is a great spot for Nakobe Dean if you're the Lions, and I think he perfectly fits what Dan Campbell's building out there in Detroit. Get some defensive leadership in that back end of the defense. Guy that can do absolutely everything on the field, very athletic, can cover tight ends. And instead they go Josh Paschal out of Kentucky. So, okay, apparently something's wrong with Nakobe Dean that I don't really know. And that one hits Cole Pearson. So I don't know, guys. Something's wrong with Nakobe Dean. I'm not sure what it is, but people are passing on him. And Washington desperately needs inside linebacker. Like, desperately needs inside linebacker. So, quite frankly, if they don't take Nakobe Dean, I don't know who is, but there's going to be a pitching change here, as that's going to be all for Ethan Shepard, and we'll be right back with a pitching change.
Now on a pitch for Mid-Atlantic, number 18, Daniel Reyes.
Can I get a different note?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here as Zach Burke looking to capitalize on another good opportunity for the Bruins. Runner on first, just one out here, as Daniel Reyes, the freshman, will step on to the mound here, listed on the roster as an outfielder. So I assume that's his primary position, but clearly also works as a two-way guy.
Somebody had to lead him around. He didn't have to hold.
And the count is now 2-0, and certainly a tough bat to step in and face right away in Zach Burke. He's been arguably the best hitter on the team this year. 2-0. Swung on and murdered into right field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. And look at Cole Pearson fly, and look at Zach Burke fly around second. He's going to have an RBI triple, and it's 8-5.
Keep fired up, baby.
That ball was absolutely demolished by Zach Burke. And just as I said, a tough bat to have to face coming right into a ball game, and he certainly doesn't help when you go down 2-0 to him. And he was looking for that fastball, and he got it, and he didn't miss it. And that's going to bring up Daniel Barcina, who I know he would love to add some more insurance runs to this. That one swung on and fouled off, and for this freshman, Daniel Reyes, certainly a tough task to come in against a hot Bruins offense that has really found its stroke at the plate. The 0-1 is outside for ball one.
Just a bit outside.
Tackles, just selected another defensive tackle. I don't know what they're doing, but it's fine. And the 1-0 to Burke. Outside for ball two, so 2-0 to Burke. So both Burkes have gotten themselves in a 2-0 count. Let's see if Conley can replicate the result of Zach here and find a gap. The 2-0, nope. And he'll actually turn and make sure Barcina's not wanting to go anywhere. The 2-0. That's in the dirt. And wow, what a stop and a great read by Daniel Barcina. Baited the throw, and as soon as he saw it, he took off to third, and he was there in plenty of time.
Yeah, I know. Kind of quieted down a little bit.
And that is in the dirt, and Conley Burke will take his base for, I believe, the third time today he's walked. He has certainly shown a great disciplined eye at the plate today. Hasn't gotten a lot of pitches to hit. That's going to bring up Daniel Wood, who had a huge bases-clearing double in the seventh to give the Bruins the lead. And now he has a chance to pack on some more RBIs to his line today. And that one's outside. And I'll tell you what, guys, Daniel Reyes is struggling out there right now. And the freshman has got to buckle down if the Mustangs want to have any chance here. And a big swing by Wood, and he just fouls it straight back.
I have 9 runs.
I thought Zach was not.
Yeah, it was on the stolen base. I didn't pass ball. I did the box.
And that one is Also fouled straight back by Wood, so he's now down 1 and 2. And that one misses in the dirt. So the count is 2 and 2 now. Just one out here in the 8th. As the Bruins looking to just pack on the runs here.
Oh, Briscoe.
And that is roped, but unfortunately, because the runner was going, the second baseman was standing up the middle trying to cover the bag, and so that line drive went right to him. And, of course, that's an easy double play. But the Bruins do score 3 more runs here into the bottom of the 8th. So we'll head to the top of the 9th. Bruins with a real good shot to close this thing out, and have made it a lot easier on themselves as they now lead 9-5. All right, folks, we're back here live as Henry Wallach already has Jalen Lee down 0-2 here to start the top of the 9th. And that one swung on and missed, and Jalen Lee strikes out again. Not a lot of strikeouts for Henry Wallach tonight, but that is basically his calling card with few exceptions. He's not really a big strikeout pitcher, but he has gotten them when he has needed them. That's going to bring up Patrick Mangwal. And I'll tell you what, if you had asked me in the second inning if Henry Wallach was going to throw a possible complete game today, I would have said, you're out of your mind. He's already given up 5 runs. But he has really settled down here since the opening couple of frames, and all 5 of those runs are unearned. So barring any more runs being scored in this one, Henry Wallach would end this ball game having 0 earned runs, but we got to get there first. And the 2-0 is swung on and chopped to third. Daniel Wood fires on to first and gets the runner by a step, and that is out number 2. And the Mustangs, almost in the blink of an eye, it feels like, are down to their finals out tonight.
Pinch hitter? Pinch hitter.
And looks like we have a pinch hitter here as Ryan Mitchell Bagley is going to pinch hit here for the Mustangs.
Now batting number 11, Ryan Mitchell Bagley.
Yep, we got him.
And the New Orleans Saints are on the clock here. Do they go Malik Willis? I think they should at this point. It's great value. They need a quarterback. That one's outside for ball 1. They don't necessarily need a quarterback, but I think they can certainly use a serviceable backup that's not Taysom Hill, because he's Taysom Hill, and I think I'm the only person in America that doesn't like him as a player. And the 1-0. That one's outside. Count is 2-0 as Henry Wallach has thrown a couple of pretty bad pitches here back-to-back. See if he can settle that in. Pinch hitter just coming off the bench. Hasn't really swung the bat all day. He's a little cold. See if he goes after him. The 2-0, and he does. That's a curveball in there for a called strike. The 2-1. And another curveball, and oh my goodness, that one looked pretty darn good as that one misses for ball 3. I'm not sure where that one missed. Maybe he thought that it didn't break over the zone, but nonetheless, the 3-1, and that's outside. So the pinch hitter comes in and draws a walk, as that is going to bring up Will Warren, the designated hitter.
Now batting number 14, Will Warren.
Will Warren representing the last hopes for the Mustangs, and they still got some work to do. Down 4 here, and Henry Wallach suddenly has lost home plate here. But if I know Henry Wallach, he will find it again just in time. The 1-0, and there's a good curveball in there for a called strike. That curveball has been much more effective the last couple of batters than his fastball has. So we'll see if that continues to be where he goes with his pitch selection. And that one is swung on and hit out to left field. Zay Brandt settles under it, and he will make the catch. And the Bruins, with a 9-5 victory, another complete game for Henry Wallach. Another victory for Henry Wallach, and he has certainly pitched unbelievably well, not only tonight, but all season long. And the Bruins get their 8th victory of the season, dropping the Mid-Atlantic Christian University Mustangs 9-5 in what was a huge comeback. They were down 5-0 early on in this ball game, and they go on to score 9 unanswered runs here throughout the last handful of innings. And the Mustangs don't know what hit them.
Yeah, that was like a whirlwind.
The Mustangs will have a chance to redeem themselves tomorrow at noon here at Conestee Park.
He's still around.
So we will be back here tomorrow at noon for the rematch between these two teams. Obviously a lot to think about for the Mustangs as they walk to left field looking absolutely just purely defeated. The Bruins can go home and celebrate for the evening. And that's going to be all for me, guys. Wanted to thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube or Facebook Live, wherever you are listening. Thank you so much. And I have been Tyler Lopes, your resident PA man and announcer, and I will sign off saying God bless and go Bruins.